Hi, I'm Michael Hyatt. I'm here with Kevin Weiss, who's the president and CEO of Author Solutions, the largest self-publishing company in the world. Kevin, welcome.
Thanks, Michael.
Kevin, what is self-publishing, and particularly how does it differ from vanity publishing?
Vanity publishing is a term that was used back in the 90s, and you heard of subsidy publishing as well, where somebody couldn't get a publishing contract with a traditional publisher, but they really wanted to publish their book, and so they generally went to someone who was a printer. And in return for publishing the book, the individual would buy 5,000 or 6,000 books or 2,000 books. They'd do an offset run, and then they'd receive the books, and they would have the opportunity to sell those books. The thing that was missing in that world was distribution. So you were personally responsible for selling every single one of your copies.
So self-publishing is something completely different now.
Self-publishing is the natural transition from what was vanity publishing to full publishing, where you not only have access to every aspect of the publishing process, but you have full access to distribution channels like Ingram or Baker or Taylor, Barnes & Noble, Apple, Amazon. So you now have the opportunity to compete with people who are published with traditional publishers in getting your book to market.
Great. What advantages does self-publishing have over traditional publishing?
Well, I think there are several advantages that individuals can take. We have authors who are traditionally published and have published a lot of books, 35 books, yet certain of their titles they want to self-publish. They want to maintain control of the content. They want to publish at a time and place that's important to them. Your manuscript might be complete and you want to have it out for Christmas, but if you got a traditional publishing contract, you're probably not going to get it out in the next 3 months. If you choose the self-publishing route, you can do it yourself.
So it's really more about control.
Absolutely.
You're in charge if you're going the self-publishing route.
Absolutely complete control of what you decide to do.
What kind of authors could benefit the most from self-publishing?
I think everybody can benefit from self-publishing today. I like to say that there's never been an opportunity for writers. There's more opportunity and choice today than ever before. Self-publishing, what Author Solutions is involved in, is assisted self-publishing, where we will, for a fee, work with the author to do what's important to them to finish their product. But there are opportunities today to publish for absolutely free, nothing. You can publish an ebook only, you can publish with print opportunities, you can truly self-publish, which is where you buy the software, you do the cover design, you farm out the editorial, you're really the general contractor to creating your book. And that is less expensive than assisted self-publishing, which is what we do. But nonetheless, you are the one that's actually creating the entire process.
Kevin, can you give us some examples of self-publishing authors that were successful in their endeavor?
Sure, there are plenty, and success is an interesting thing. It really depends on the author themselves. But we have one author, for example, who wrote a trilogy, a sci-fi trilogy called Elf Hunter, and she sold over 35,000 copies of her trilogy, which is just staggering. There's Amanda Hawking, who's the one that was the most recent, who was selling 1 million books a month and has finally been picked up for a traditional contract. And I scratch my head and say, why, when you're selling that many books? But there are other reasons. I mean, the reason why traditional publishing is in the market today is probably the reason why she decided she wanted a traditional publishing contract.
So in a sense, you kind of have to redefine success too, because success might be selling a lot of books, but it could be something else. I mean, people publish books for a variety of reasons, right? I mean,
absolutely. People generally want to influence somebody. We had a winner at Westbow Press. The Women of Faith ran a writing contest a year and a half ago, and Marcia Mostyn won that contest. There were 1,400 people that submitted. Marcia got it. We published her, and your firm actually picked her up and traditionally published her. I would call that a success. She calls it a success. She wrote that book because she had a message. She wanted to influence people with a story about her life. And you know, what's funny, we do research a lot about why people do what they do. And interestingly, our research, when we ask authors, how many people do you have to influence in order to have made this a valuable endeavor? And generally, it's in the area of 10 to 20.
Wow.
10 to 20 people. If I can influence 10 to 20 people, I'm going to feel like I've really made a strong statement.
Amazing. Okay, tough question. What should an author expect to spend to self-publish a book? I know that's like asking how long a piece of string is.
Right.
But
right.
kind of give me the range.
Yeah, so the range, we have entry-level opportunities. People can come in and publish for as little as $299. We actually have, little secret, we have an imprint where you can print for free. You can publish for free, but it's a do-it-yourself. But in the assisted world, at the very low end, $299, all the way up to people will spend $13,000, $14,000, and those
Wow.
will include a fair amount of editing and a lot of marketing, and certainly a lot of books in the package. But the average author with Author Solution will spend about $1,250.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at the highs and the lows and just look at the average, about $1,250. But there's nothing, again, you're in control as the author, so you get to choose what you want to do.
This was a hard thing, even at Thomas Nelson, for us to kind of reverse our thinking, because we're in the business of publishing and paying for all that stuff as the publisher. But in this model, the author's doing that. The value is they get the control, but they also have to pay for it. So they can pick whatever services they want.
That's correct. But I think, you know, I'm as a sort of an outsider to the traditional publishing industry, more of a partner with someone like Thomas Nelson. I think it's a dirty little secret about the industry in that the publisher, the traditional publisher, when you're picked up, is not going to fork over $100,000 necessarily to market the book.
True.
Right? So you're expected today more than ever before to really get behind your book and build a platform. And it's, as you know better than anybody, it's far easier today to create a platform and create a voice than ever before.
Well, another dirty little secret of publishing is that the publishers that succeed at traditional publishing are also generally authors that are putting their own money into the marketing. So they're augmenting what the publisher is doing. So, you know, platform has never been more important than it is now, and you've got to get the word out any way you can, and even if you're traditionally published. So that's really not that different.
Right. I had the opportunity to sit next to a gentleman on an airplane about a year ago, and we actually rode on the same plane 3 weeks in a row. And so I get to keep quizzing him about his wife who was writing a book. And she actually took all of her advance and more of her money, plowed it back in the book for editing and cover design and everything else. And it was a traditionally published book.
Yeah.
And I was scratching my head saying, you know, you could have done all of that yourself and kept the rights on top of that. So, but they were happy.
Well, great. Kevin, thanks so much for your partnership with Thomas Nelson. I'm just so excited about what we're doing with Westbow Press, because we're bringing publishing now to the masses, to people who really want to do it and have never been able to do it before. So thanks for all you do.
Well, thank you. You guys have been a great partner as well, and we look forward to continuing to expand the opportunity beyond the 50 United States.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.